Thank you so much for watching. We are here with Peter Dutton, a little session we call Ask Me Anything. It's, well, basically like a giant nationwide pub test, a giant nationwide opportunity for you to ask whatever question you'd like of the man who'd like to be Prime Minister. More than 3 million people have already voted. 18 million all up, meaning there's still plenty more votes out there. All right, let's get into the questions that come from all over the country. They come from the people who watch this show, and we very much appreciate them coming in. Beverly and Dudley have got a question for us this evening. You're in Tweed Heads. Mighty Tweed Heads, go and say g'day to Twin Towns and Seagulls for me. Beverly, what's your question for Peter Dutton?
Hello, Peter. Hello, Paul.
G'day.
The focus seems to be focusing on what can be achieved in city areas. You know, what's the best for the city? What we want to know is what can you do to stimulate development in all the regional and rural areas? You know, in housing, jobs, essential services, some decentralisation of things.
Beverly, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for the question. My mum and dad won't be happy with me conveying this story, but I do remember as a kid, if we were at the Gold Coast on holidays, and this is before Big Jockey Peterson, Joe sort of knocked out, didn't allow the pokies in Queensland. We were able to drive down to the border and we'd have to sit in the car with one parent while the other went in and played some pokies, I presume. But I was too, you just remind me of that story. So I'm sorry, Mum and Dad, for relaying that. But it's a beautiful part of the world. Look, it's a really important question that you raised, because our party instinctively wants to provide support to people from regional areas, and you've got huge growth where you are as well. So infrastructure is required. One of the things that we've worked on really closely with David Littleproud as a leader of the Nationals is on a fund where we can provide additional support for infrastructure in regional areas. So upgrades around airports, around health services, infrastructure upgrades. And I think sometimes, particularly probably most acutely in the energy debate, people in cities just expect people in regional areas to take the solar farms and to take the wind turbine projects, etc., and let that spoil your amenity, and bad luck to people in regional areas. Well, that's not how we think. We want to make sure that we can take care of people in regional Australia and in remote parts of the country as well. So there is a real desire to do what we can to upgrade that infrastructure through the fund that we've announced. But in addition to that, there's a lot of money that, as you'd be aware, when we're in government, that we put into try and enhance health services and to try and attract specialists into regional areas, putting more places into regional universities in medical schools so that we can get more doctors who graduate and are more likely to then stay on and practice in regional areas and instead of coming back to the cities. So, yeah, I think it's a very, very good point, and we're instinctively in our DNA and in the Liberal and National parties wanting to provide support to people in regional and remote areas.
People, you mentioned your mum and dad. How is Dad?
He's really good, thanks, Max. Yeah, he's back home and he turns 80 on Monday, so I think we're going to try and get everyone together for a steak. And but yeah, he's good, and he'll be watching tonight. He's a big fan of Paul Murray.
Good on, love you, Dad. Good on you, mate.